All right. Can you guys hear me? I am doing a quick sound check in here. What's up? What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing? I hope you can hear me pretty good. I always like to do a quick sound check. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. It's so good to be here with you guys. All right, I'm waiting on my mod to get up in here. Yes, indeed. We got so much to talk about. Good evening to everybody. All right, I got my mod up in here. Can you hear me okay? Just let me know. Give me a thumbs up, Mr. Wharton. All right, yay! I'm so glad you guys can hear me. I always got to check, okay? How is everybody doing? Now I can get into it. Yes, honey. All right, I see all my people up in here. I see my fellas up in here. This is going to be a pretty interesting conversation because I put up a video on my Instagram reels. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's been hot. Oh my gosh. I've been putting out a lot of videos and they've been getting a ton of views. So thanks to everybody following me on Instagram. Follow me at Art Kathy Official on Instagram so you can be updated on everything that I'm talking about, all these issues and all of the things that affect the Black community. So I put up a video today about should Black women date African men? And before I get into that, y'all, brothers, please, please. I know this is going to be a triggering conversation, but to the real brothers that have critical thinking skills, please don't come with the emotions, please, because y'all know how I get. I can roast, I can talk, I'm a go in because y'all have been so used to me, going in on the sisters. And I think it's good to have a balanced conversation when we're holding each other accountable. I've always talked about Black women over and over and over again. Why? Because I'm a Black woman and it's up to a Black woman to hold another Black woman accountable. So, that's what we're doing. And that's what I've always done. But that accountability goes both ways. Okay. So before we get into it, I really want to just remind you guys, use critical thinking skills. This is not an emotional conversation because I know it is triggering. So let's talk about this passport movement. I saw some comments, from the brothers, and I know that y'all are real comfortable with me dragging my sisters and telling them that men want feminine energy, men don't want masculine energy. And I'm wondering, what society have we been living in to where we think it's just affected Black women? Now, if we talk about the masculinity of Black women, how are we not able to be balanced and talk about the real agenda to make our men feminine and how that shows up? That's what's really, I mean, it's troubling me that I see that y'all like me to dish it. A lot of brothers like me to dish it to the sisters, but they can't take it. They can't take it. You think that sisters have been the only ones affected by the programming? The programming to take the Black fathers out of the homes, to have a matriarchy, to be an agenda war, everything that I've talked about in my book, everything that the master teachers have told us about the dismantling of the Black family, that affected all of us. Let's just get that out the way right now. So if it's affecting all of us, it's not just affecting the sisters. The sisters were not the only ones to get the brunt of the programming. So if we know that, y'all can sit up here all day and talk white supremacy with me, Y'all can sit all day and talk about how this society has done this and that, and how the sisters, they no longer are submissive. And I'm like, where do we bring the brothers into the conversation? Because I'm noticing a lot of stuff too with my brothers. You've been affected as well. Now, when we talk about this passport movement, it seems to me that the brothers kind of, y'all getting on y'allself a little bit too hard with this, okay? It's some unhealthy black men out here that cannot stand sisters, and they are using this passport movement and sitting and standing behind it, hiding behind a passport movement to just mask their real hatred for sisters. Let's be honest here. Now, we're not going to hide behind this movement and talk about Pan-African love and then destroy and talk down about the others. Going to the motherland, dating foreign black people, this is something that should just widen and expand our options. This is not a cut down. This is redemption. This is the opportunity for us to be global with our love, to connect with brothers and sisters, and to see and take notes. I've always said black women need to take notes about feminine grace from African and indigenous women, and I stand firm on that. There is a different vibration. There is a different culture, okay? And there is just a whole different way of being around family. The family values are just different. Now, if you don't understand that, you have to start looking at the America KKK we living in. This is the place where it's okay to demonize black men. This is the place where it's okay to have an open gender war. You don't see that anywhere else. But we so sick over here with each other that we don't want to just be honest about who this whole country has affected. It's affected all of us. We done beat up on the sisters year after year after year. Y'all was sucking Kevin Samuel's dick. Y'all loved all that, but none of y'all was hearing him when he was talking about getting therapy. Where is the therapy? Because Kevin Samuel was a big proponent of therapy too. And that talks about how traumatized we are as a society. Microaggressions. Let's talk about microaggressions amongst us, because you don't feel this and you don't see this anywhere but here. We've got microaggressions, meaning that we already got our guard up. We already ready to fight. That is the environment here. I don't care what you say. So you have to acknowledge that black men and black women are both taking their part in this gender war. So if we're talking about this passport movement, we're not going to use it as a way to destroy sisters, as a way to talk down about us. If anything, we should look at it as an opportunity to connect and get real love. It is not a versus battle. This ain't no versus battle versus black men versus African men, African women versus black women. That's not what this is. So you like me to talk about how we can take notes from African sisters about feminine grace, but are we ready to talk about how black men can take notes from African men and how it's different? Okay, like if it is so serious for us to talk about this passport movement, let's really get into it. Let's talk about the differences. I've always seen that black women, we should have already been checking for brothers overseas, checking for Africa. This shouldn't even be a thing. Okay, we should be already connecting and expanding our global options for love. So when it comes to the passport movement for the brothers, I'm here to tell you it applies to the sisters too. But why y'all mad when we talk about the lack of masculinity in our collective though, and how it's different and we feel extremely feminine around African men? It's a difference. I'm telling you right now, it is a whole difference because of the culture. Because of the culture. Our culture here is feminism and the war going on with women taking the position of men. Over there, things are very much still intact, and I respect that. I respect indigenous cultures, and it's time for us to dip our feet in some indigenous cultures so that we can get recalibrated. We need to take a break from all of this foolishness. We need to take a break from all of this war that we have with each other. Why not just go overseas? Why not expand your options? So let me talk about the masculinity that we feel from African men more so than the brothers. Go ahead, get in your feels, honey, because real men, and I'm going to say that term, real men that are standing firm in their masculinity have no problem with this conversation. In the same way that when we talk about feminine grace and we start talking about submission and stuff, women that are beautiful and acting in their feminine grace, they have no problem with that conversation. So all the deflection, all of that, well, it's not all black men, it ain't all black women. You hear when black women do that, when we start talking about feminine grace and how they treating the brothers, and the sisters come up with those deflections, those deflection divas. We don't need no deflection divos in this conversation at all, because all it's showing me is that I'm correct about that feminine energy in our collective. Feminine energy, meaning women are the only ones that go back and forth. Men that are standing in their masculinity, they not going to go back and forth with you about this. They just know who they are and move the hell on. But it's the ones that's triggered when we start talking about taking care of family, paying bills. Oh no, she's talking about a man taking care of the household. These are things that are already wired in indigenous cultures. And in our culture, we got it all upside down. We using pronouns to define other people, from men and women. You need to admit that our culture is just out of control. And that's why we are the way we are. That's why we need to seek other options in other cultures where they don't operate like that. Your love experience is going to be 20 times more different. And this is why. They don't have those microaggressions that we have. An African man, he's standing firm in his masculinity. It don't matter how much money he makes. I have noticed, me, and it's not just me, but sisters, if you know that you have, let's just say, for lack of a better term, an alpha female personality, and you're very strong and all that type of stuff. See, there's nothing wrong with that. It's how we use it. But I've noticed it's better and more compatible with African men. They feel, they know how to handle that. And we go into a different feminine place in the presence of real African men because they carry a different energy. So when y'all talking about the sisters, they need to submit, we don't have no problem submitting. But I've always seen that deflection. Who are we submitting to? And I absolutely agree with the sisters. If y'all gonna tell us about feminine grace, you have to foster the environment for a woman to be feminine. But if you are so in your feminine energy yourself, because you've been bred by society in the single mother household, all of the things that have happened in the Black community that make the matriarchy real, and the matriarchy is more in control than the patriarchy. It's no Black men in your lives. It's none of that Black male masculine influence that we used to have. They've taken it out of everything. So with Black women taking cues from African women, we need to do that. And Black men, it's nothing wrong with acknowledging the fact that, yeah, this is a weaker breed. This has been an agenda to make you weaker. And it's nothing wrong with sisters looking at a different temperament of man to accommodate who we are and what we want. African love is a more pure love because their culture is around family, around the man being the head, around the woman taking care of home. That's just already ingrained in them. So when we get around African men, yeah, we feel extra pussy. That's what I say. I feel real pussy when I'm around African men. When I'm around the average Black man, you can sense the microaggression. You can sense that he's got his wall up. He's got his wall up and he's defending himself against you. Are you going to be a gold digger? You going to take my money? You don't even want to halfway pay for dates because you've got a wall up. You've got a defense up. That is very common in our society. For real. And that right there is what we're dealing with. So this whole passport movement, the sisters, literally, we need to be checking for more options. And as I said today, Black men, we not shitting on you. This type of trigger attitude and behavior, that's showing us that you thought that it was just, applying to you. And if you think that I'm shitting on black men, that just means you triggered, boo. That just means that you triggered. And we don't need people in here and in this conversation that want it to be one way. See, what you wanted me to do was drag the sisters year after year after year after year. And you didn't want me to challenge y'all on nothing. So if the sisters are all out of whack and out of order, so the brothers is just cool. Y'all just cool over there. Y'all wanted me to just stick with it and just drag the sisters. No, we're not gonna do that. Y'all have been affected. A lot of you guys have been raised by mommy. You have no masculine energy anymore. And we're not talking about all black men. We're talking about the state of the community, the majority. If I say the majority of black women have masculine energy, don't you understand that that applies to black men too with feminine energy? Oh, y'all didn't think it did. Y'all didn't think it did because y'all don't like that masculinity, feminine. Y'all don't like this thing going both ways because y'all don't want to accept responsibility or accept accountability. So once somebody says black men be accountable, you want to make them the enemy. Oh, she's dragging us up. She's one of those. No. That's not what we're doing here. And I don't even have to dignify that type of attitude. It is an attitude where really what y'all wanted to do was shit on black women and hide behind the passport movement. When really, when you get over there, as a brother said in my comments today, and I'm going to read his comment on Instagram, wherever you go, you're with you. I mean, that's just how it is. This is not about, just staying the same. No, you're going to be who you are wherever you go. Let me show y'all. Let me read you guys this. Years fucking with. I'm gonna look at this comment real quick because this is a great comment. He said, "I gotta say this: regardless of which group of men black women pursue, you can't bring you to the party. Nothing's gonna change if you don't change. The whole reason for the passport brothers in the first place. Now, with that, y'all can go over there with your socially awkward behinds, not knowing yourselves with that weak energy all you want and expect African women to accept that. You're looking at that because you really just don't want to deal with yourself here. And I get it. I wouldn't want to deal with the constant back and forth arguing here. In the context of love, it's time to build. Ain't nobody got time to be going back and forth with you with your emotionally unavailable ass. And that goes for men and women. So when I'm talking about the men and we're lacking masculinity, we don't have time to be going back and forth, proving ourselves to you, acting like proving that we're not gold diggers because you're not in your masculine essence to even know that taking care, feeding and providing and protecting, that just comes with it. We're having this other stupid ass conversation acting as if you need to be protected from being taken advantage of. If that don't sound like a woman, I don't know what does. That's showing me right there. They get triggered as hell when I talked about that video. Romance without finance is a nuisance. So you want the sexual access without having the role of the man as protector and provider, and you hollering about, oh, well, we both should be contributing. We both should. No, see, you're not going to get my message confused. I've always talked about black men and black women needing to build together. But when it comes to roles, we need to understand the role. So you want us to protect too? No, I'm sorry. Women are supposed to have babies. Men are supposed to provide and protect. Let that sink in. Is it sinking in yet? I'm going to say it again. Women are supposed to have babies. Men are supposed to provide and protect. We in 2022 and y'all sitting up here and have a problem with that. If we keep going on, y'all going to expect us to do anything else but have babies and be women. What else do we have to do? If it don't apply, let it fly. If you the man holding down your household and all of this stuff, this don't even apply to you. But what we have right now is somebody that's really calling you out for the bullshit. I'm gonna go overseas. I'm tired of this. So you're gonna go overseas with your raggedy selves, with your self-hate, and it's not gonna work out for you. It's still not gonna work out for you because you're you. and it's not that sweet. So I would tell Black women and Black men, before you go overseas and all this type of stuff, get some healing, get some therapy. Stop dragging each other. We don't need to do any more of that. And for Black men that feel like it's wrong to be held to the standard of protector and provider, you're not welcome in this conversation. You're not welcome in this conversation. And thank you for saying that. It's not about money. It's the masculinity that women like. So just because your overdraft fees and you struggling is getting to you, now you feel like every conversation around providing and a man bringing resources, you just can't take it. All right, I'm disappointed in you. I am disappointed that you're going this way. Going what way? The natural way? No, you want me to go in the westernized way where men really share the roles with women and y'all don't know what's going on. That's why we have an innate need and desire to go to indigenous cultures where that family structure, where the order and hierarchy of man and woman is in place. That's why we need to be looking at other indigenous cultures and getting the hell up out of here and seeing how other people live and getting some peace of mind around that. Because this is a very unhealthy place. You have to be really, really dedicated to having a healthy relationship and being a healthy person to thrive in a Black relationship here in America when everything, your friends, the media, propaganda is against your Black love. And so when it comes to African men, I have never seen a more masculine man. The hierarchy goes like this, so this will really piss you off. African men, Haitian, Jamaican, and African-centered Black men. Those are the only men that I would even deal with. Every other man in his core, he is not masculine. Okay? And the same with sisters. We got to keep doing this. I thought y'all could take it. Y'all men, y'all big, y'all bad. I have to keep saying this to y'all. And the same goes for women to remind you that it goes both ways. So we don't have to stay in here in the US and fussing and arguing for y'all to see our worth and all of this type of stuff. There is no such thing as being stuck. If the brothers are not feeling the cooperation and the love, you can go where you please and let them be. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone because there's advantages to both, and we don't have to make it a one-sided conversation. I have really held my tongue around Black men for a long time because I can see how you're struggling out here. If I've talked about the sisters and all of the different character traits that make them undesirable, 30 pounds overweight, mental issues they're oblivious of, bad standards, they're materialistic, use shopping to fill a void. I listed 10 points in my book that average single Black women are struggling with to connect with the opposite sex. And so you don't think you got a 10-point list too? Because I'm looking at y'all and y'all struggling, brothers. Now, for all of y'all that was on Kevin Samuel's dick, I don't have no problem with that man, never had a problem with his message. But y'all missed the part about the therapy. You really did miss that part about therapy. So if we got to talk about this, let's talk about it. So brothers, y'all are really struggling out here. A lot of y'all are socially awkward. A lot of you guys have been beat down economically. You feel weak. You've been broken economically and financially because like Kevin Samuels was saying, men that make 100,000 plus, it's only less than 10% of y'all. So I know a lot of y'all are already bothered. The average American here is struggling financially. So none of you are really billionaires, millionaires, and doing a damn thing. So there is a natural frustration with who you are and how you show up in this world, Black man. Black man. So you don't like talking about resources because a lot of Black men and women in our community, we don't have it. We don't have it. We just don't. And let me tell you guys something else. Look, I'm looking at how these Black men, a lot of y'all act out here. You're so entitled. Just like we talked about the sisters, they entitled to this, entitled to that. How you gonna sit up on your throne on high and be entitled to talk about who you want, who you will take care of, when it looks like you ain't been to a gym in 20 years? You look like you got one foot in the grave. You couldn't carry a conversation and have any type of charisma, any charm about yourself, and you're emotionally unavailable and broken. So what are we signing up for? If I told the sisters that, why should a man climb all of your walls and deal with your issues just to get mediocre sex, bad attitude, and no blowjobs? Why, if I tell the sisters that, how am I not going to give you the same roast and say, we don't want to get over all of your emotionally unavailable walls and your trauma from childhood that you're carrying? You don't know how to show love. Your heart is closed. You don't have any type of confidence in yourself. You haven't made your way in this world. So what woman wants to stand by that? You can't show up on the dating scene because you pissed off. You pissed off with you. I mean, seriously, y'all really are out here looking raggedy as all hell, upset with Black women. And I really, that Tupac line, that lyric, do we hate our women? I think it's a large majority of our Black men that have microaggressions to hate our women. I told you guys that 80% of single Black women don't like Black men. I'll stand on that. You think that don't apply to you too? I see how y'all can't stand these sisters out here, and you think you want to act like I'm the bad person and the messenger. No, I'm just the messenger, sweetie. I'm seeing the same things that everybody else is seeing. There is a real serious hate, and it's not from your heart. It's because you're programmed. You're in a society that makes everybody so stressed out to survive. Love is the last thing on your mind, especially even if you're in a relationship. We financially struggling around here, and we haven't even figured out that when you come together with another Black man and a Black woman, what you should have been doing was building businesses together. But we so mean to each other. We so with our guard up. We so defensive. We think everybody's trying to be a gold digger. You won't even let that woman in to get to know her because somewhere in your mind you feel like, hell no. That's what you saying to the sisters. You saying, man, hell no. That's exactly what you're saying. And a lot of you are just shitty on the dating scene out here. You have made up your mind it's not going to happen for you. And maybe I just need to go somewhere else. Yeah. And you're going to take all that trauma and pain over to Africa or wherever. And let me tell you something, brothers. Those African women ain't going to care nothing about you being emotionally shut down and this and that and third. You're still going to have to lead. You're still going to have to be masculine. If anything, they will require even more masculinity from you because that's what they're expecting. That's their expectations. So running to get a different group of women in another country because it's going to be better. We've all seen that the grass ain't greener on the other side. And wherever you go, you're going to be with yourself. So brothers, all I'm telling you is let the sisters have some. Why y'all so mad if we saying sisters expand your options? African men are amazing. African men are amazing. And let me tell you, it is such a breath of fresh air. Oh, Lord, get you some Nigerians. Lord have mercy. Nigerian men are the redemption factor for me. They have always been. Ever since I dated a Nigerian man back in 2008, it changed my life. I didn't think I would date a Black man ever again, even though I did. The only Black men that I've dated are the Black men that have a very high cultural identity, and they were raised by men and they were raised by their fathers. So their level of masculinity is completely different. That protector provider instinct that I was talking about on my video, it's intact. But all these other ones that was raised by single mama, got the same issues as a single woman, gonna bitch you out, gonna hold you accountable, gonna be scared to even open up to you. That's some female shit. I need to send a lot of y'all care packages of tampons in the mail. I'm watching my brothers out here looking crazy, sounding crazy, and you really just afraid. You sitting behind the screen right now, struggling at your job, struggling economically, in a society that don't like you, and you need to find somebody to take it out on. That's what your little passport movement is doing. That's all it's doing. It's just giving y'all a little support group to just beat up the sisters and talk about what you don't like. Oh my God. Like, if y'all don't go somewhere with that old lame ass shit, sounding like hoes, complaining. Men that's got their shit together, men that are really sitting their masculine energy. What kind of man is going to sit up and be complaining all day about women? And what women ain't doing, that has never made sense to me. Every single one of you in that passport movement, sitting up here using all of your time when you should be building, you using all your time online, hollering about how I'm tired of these women and then we about to go, shit, go. Go. Why are you going back and forth? You need somebody to see that you're going. Okay, we see you. Bye. Oh, we'll miss you. You need somebody to say, oh, we'll miss you. That's what it is. I think the brothers just really wanted to get the sisters' attention. We leaving. Have you ever seen a grown ass man try to get your attention because they leaving? Do you know how fucking young, immature, green, naive, and bitch made that is? That is some bitch made stuff. You know what? Send me an email to artcathy@gmail. I'm going to send all of y'all a care package with feminine hygiene products. All of you that's complaining and using all your time online complaining about women, you're the most unmasculine specimen of a man that I've ever witnessed. And we got tons of them. And I ain't said nothing about it. And I'm about to tell all your secrets. I'm seeing every single one of you in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. You know, y'all looking old. And I talk about the sisters being built like Cadillacs, built like walnuts, built like heavy Chevys, built like HUD homes. What are you built like? Because y'all still hollering about muscle memory and how you used to be in football and how you used to work out in the military. But you got a fat ass stomach hanging over your goddamn britches. Get the fuck on somewhere. And we supposed to want that. We want that jumping up and down on top of us. You better take your ass to Africa because they ain't going to care about your nasty ass body and your acidic sperm. So yeah, you need to take it over there because they goofy as hell. They don't know no better. You think somebody about to be mad because you broken, upset, mean, emotionally unavailable, and financially struggling, and we supposed to be mad to see you go? Boy, if you don't go on somewhere. Now, what I will say is while we going over there, we need to take notes, as I said, from, you know, African women about feminine grace and African men. I really think African men need to take some notes from Black men, because one thing I do know, African men, and this is a consensus from a lot of sisters, is that they are trash in the bedroom. They're trash. They don't look. That is not their priority, okay? That's not. They're very, very indigenous in that way, okay? So brothers, I know y'all know how to fuck real good, eat, all of that stuff, because we live in a hypersexualized society. So if anything, we know how to fuck real good, just like Scheherazade Ali said. See, we don't have a problem. She said women don't have a problem being submissive to Black men as long as they laying down in the bed. But when you stand up, they got a problem taking instructions. So yeah, we could take some instructions from you around sexuality, Black men, because you do that very well, honey. African men ain't hitting on a damn thing with that. Says I'm serious. They will say, "Let me pump, let me pump." Yeah, look at my video. Should you dating scene in the Gambia? I talked about my experience. African men are trash in the bed now. That this is not all of them, but goddamn it, I'm gonna say it's a huge percentage, because in their culture, that ain't in their culture to make you calm. They don't care, honey. We about 12, 13, 14 years old, and we know how to do everything. That ain't their culture over there, okay? So we can, you know, y'all can take some notes from the brothers too. Sisters can take notes from the African women around feminine grace. But as far as masculinity is concerned, every time we talked about protecting and providing, y'all just want the 1P. Y'all like to talk about protection. Y'all don't like to talk about providing. An African man can make $2 a day and still feel that it's his responsibility to take care of his family. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I know that's true. Listen, that is real. That's so real. And we over here looking at sisters sideways because we want dinner and we want a drink at the bar. We got to be put on trial to act as if we need to prove to you. That's the energy y'all got out here like women. Now, are we talking about all black men? No, because we got to keep reassuring and keep reminding you of that because we are so sensitive and our brothers are so fragile. But the sisters then took it from everybody on a platform that's got a mic. Every person that had the black woman in their mouth was talking about what they need to do. And can't nobody talk about it to the black man. I'm balanced. You don't want to hear me talk about it in a balanced way. I love both of y'all, but I'm going to tell the brothers how they looking pretty goofy out here too. And feeling hella weak and hella feminine. Sisters, if it was me, and you want to increase your odds for masculinity, just like the brothers want to increase their odds for feminine women and women that are in their natural space, and as a woman, honey, go to the motherland. You can go to the motherland too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't let them talk you out of it. Don't even listen to these brothers out here. A lot of them are not even worth listening to. If I've said that about sisters, that a lot of them just got deflections, they not builders, they just want to bitch him on and be bitter and hate the black man, it applies to you too. A lot of y'all ain't even finna go overseas. Y'all just want to stay here and be chronically single and talk about black women and blame them for the reason you ain't got nobody. That ain't gonna work no more. It's not working. Sisters, y'all need to be checking for African men, Haitian men, Jamaican men, just like the brothers check for Brazilian women, just like they check for Panamanian women, just like they check. Like, why the hell not? It's a different code. It's a different structure. They feel different. There is no way in hell, if I was single and in this country, I would only mess with brothers that was with high cultural identity. And I would really only mess with those black brothers and only Jamaicans and Africans and Haitians. I would mess with this mess out here. It's our brothers out here going crazy. They got everything on but a dress. And they thought they was going to hide behind my message just because I was giving the sisters and making them accountable, as if I wasn't going to hold you accountable, because your reality is staring me in the face. I see every single one of y'all. I see so many black men. Just look around you. Look around you. They real bitter too. We're talking about black women being damaged goods. We talk about black women holding on to daddy issues and trauma and sexual trauma. Y'all ain't got it either. Tons of sexual trauma in the black community. So you're going to take your sexually traumatized ass overseas and think you're just going to be the best mate of all. You're not. You can try that, and you can have a little basic relationship where you're the benefactor. And here's the thing. You were so hell-bent and pissed off about black women wanting to have you being a provider. If you go to Africa, they ain't got shit. They definitely going to be looking at you to pay everything. So what are you talking about? There are black men that go to Africa right now, and the whole family expects that black man to take care of the whole family. I'm telling you what I know. So you finna go over there to a third world country with your 50,000 a year, and they making all of the pennies on the dollar. And you think you not fixing to be in charge and have the role of provider? Boy, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, you should have just kept your ass here, got some therapy, made peace with your sisters, and built a business with your sister and done a damn thing. But okay, I'll let y'all do that. I mean, it's just hilarious to me. Sisters, find you the first Nigerian. Definitely come on a trip with us to Ghana. We're bringing 5 men, 5 women, and having a singles trip. It's going to be 10 days, March 2023 in Ghana. And we are hell bent on making that Pan-African love connection. Even if it's between y'all. Y'all need to meet up in Africa and hook up and stuff like this. This is for y'all to get together. In my heart, and my passion is as an ancestral matchmaker. Okay? I know that's right. He said, I've had a difficult experience when I lived in Africa. I know that's right. Des, you sound goofy as hell. I love you, though. Talking about how old are those women that's coming. It's for 30 plus, sweetie. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Des, you ain't coming anyway. Be the main people. Ain't finna do shit. Do you even have a passport? You probably got a passport. Ain't stamped. But don't worry about how old they are, because guess what? African men ain't. They ain't. If you got a baby, a few extra pounds, let these broken black men pass over you. Let them come to you with all these silly ass qualifications and all of that type of stuff. They sound stupid with all of these qualifications, and they're broken inside. They not fooling me, not even in this chat. You don't fool me, honey. You can get behind this motherfucking chat and type all the silly shit you want because we can't see the evidence of your life. But I know grown men that are secure, wealthy, happy, confident, centered, they don't have the back and forth to go around with us like this. Broken men keep up all of that fucking, well, let she this, well, let she that, and well, I'm not gonna do this. Well, get your ass on somewhere. Nobody wants your fucking broken ass eating gas station hot dogs and shit, drinking Mellow Yellow, having an acidic diet, and we want your fat, nasty looking ass jumping up and down on top of us. Boy, gone. Like all of this hollering and screaming and talking we doing. I have never, like I said, when women go into all of that, y'all don't like when women act entitled. Y'all hate that. Y'all hate when Black women talk entitled, like they entitled to your money, like they entitled to your resources. What are you entitled to? A beautiful woman? For what? You're not beautiful inside or out. I've seen the way a lot of y'all looking. Not even really anything to write back home to mom about. Talking about Black don't crack, and you 40 looking 50, you 35 looking 45. Child, if you don't move on out of here, you can't fool me. You cannot fool me with this, because the evidence of our society, it shows how unhappy we are. It shows how confused we are. It shows how in a battle we are with each other and have no solution. So all you was looking to do for men that didn't have no masculinity, you was looking to come up in this chat and give all your deflections and act as if somebody care about you and qualifying for you, when there is a global market of African men that will be happy to have our women, okay? If it's some African women happy to have your dusty ass, you don't think African, child, clearly you haven't met African men the way I have. They be happy as hell to get Black women, children and all. Oh no, she said illegitimate children, bastard children. They are so stupid for taking care of kids that aren't theirs. Ooh, child, I'm not gonna get into that with y'all, because y'all swear y'all just doing it when y'all bring that up. Not touching it, not touching it. If you don't want to deal with a woman that has children, honey, we don't want to deal with a man that acts like a child and has no masculinity. That's just what it is. Sisters, don't listen to nothing these brothers have to say anymore, because the accountability and the passport movement goes both ways. You work on yourself, you do your healing work, you get yourself prepared, and look for the Black men that have strong cultural African-centered values. And you look for African men, Jamaican and Haitian men. It's just that simple, because they're wired differently. They don't do all that back and forth. And I know what I'm gonna do. Like Jamaican men, African men, Haitian men, they ain't doing all of that. But our broken Black men got a whole movement to shit on their sisters. To shit on their sisters when they just as unhealthy, unhappy, and full of trauma. 1 out of 6 of you have been sexually abused by the age of 8. The sisters got sexual trauma, so do you. So I promise you, we don't want you, you living paycheck to paycheck too. I promise you, we're not trying to be up in that house struggling with you with these thin ass face cloths and living a mediocre life of struggle and everything. We don't want that either. We don't. We have other options where we can go and have people that love us for who we are. If you've ever been loved by an African man and you've had a good experience, just like you've had bad experiences with brothers, some women have had great experiences here and there. But if you've ever been in love and been loved by an African man and even interacted with African men, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The energy's different. It's a loving energy. You need to be around men that's not qualifying you and making you pay for their old childhood traumas and the issues they got with their mama, their auntie, and black women. You don't have to subject yourself to that. As I've told black men, you don't have to subject yourself to a masculine woman that's angry all the time and looking for you to fuck up. And the same with sisters. You don't have to deal with black men that's looking down their nose at you. I would never, ever, ever date in this culture. Regular ass black men, they are fucking fool. Mine is bad, entitled, frustrated. You know what I'm saying? They're very frustrated, but you got all the sense in the world. So even if African men don't have the same business acumen and we don't know how to do all the capitalistic stuff, I would go for a more pure love. Because when you have love, the energy of love, that vibration, you get everything else from it. People that have love, you have wealth. You start right there. But you can't build wealth. It'll be a hard struggle. But try to build wealth with a nigga that's upset with you and that's not giving you what he needs and gaslighting you and making you the problem for all of his issues and making you, it's your fault. No, that's not, you don't have to subject yourself to that because it's not the same conversation with African men. Completely different conversation. We don't have to go through that. With Jamaican men, with Haitian men, it's a difference, okay? The microaggressions are extremely real between African-American men and women, and that's what this conversation is about. That's why the passport movement is for the sisters too. We need a damn break too. My sisters need it from y'all crazy asses. Just as crazy as hell. You don't have anything but dick to offer. You don't even want to take care. Oh, better not talk about taking care of no bills and households. A lot of black men don't even want marriage anymore. You'll be hard pressed to find an African man that didn't want marriage and children just as he came out the womb. Black men over here, for the most part, all of y'all, well, I don't know. I mean, we can be friends. We can be FWB, friends with benefits. We can just get to know each other. Like that dumb shit. That's why with our ancestral matchmaking, we don't do dating. This is courtship. This is a guided courtship. Courtship is completely different from this westernized dating, which is a crapshoot. Who wants to deal with that? You're ghosting people. You don't know whether you got a man or not. You fucking them. Are we together? Like that type of shit, boy. we gonna stay over here and we need that. Don't nobody need that. Go to cultures where it's not hard. We have made the most simple, mundane things complex. Men's roles, women's roles. And now we have to have this conversation with our broken brothers about how they don't need to be able to provide. It need to be both of us providing. And why she want my money? Is she a gold digger? You need to be taking care of yourself. You need to be looking after yourself and paying your own bills. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's all y'all gotta say. That's the only thing you focused on. That's it. That's why I say, sisters, get you an African man. Go to Africa, baby. Get you a Haitian and Jamaican, even if they in the States. They feel different. You do not have to argue. You don't have to pick from this pool, this toxic pool of broken black women or men. How about that? Y'all like when I do men and women make you feel better because you're so fragile. You don't have to pick from this pool. Why did you ever feel like this was your only option? You've had global options the whole time. And I'm just looking at y'all like, why are you fussing and arguing when there's like a whole continent and other countries full of people that are marriage minded? That's the reality. They've broken our desire to even have family here. You need to go in cultures where that's still a priority. Seriously. This, he said, now I understand why the ADOS have here. Baby, this is you foreign. Because they is, man. And you know what? I get that too, because listen, I've heard black men say, man, they taking our women away. You damn right. You're damn right. Baby, because, snatch them up. The Jamaican men snatching us up. You know, baby Garvey, ooh, child, honey, I was happy to procreate with my Jamaican man, okay? Happy to procreate with him when we were together. Like that right there, I'm sorry. I felt comfortable. I felt protected. Have you ever hung out with Jamaican men? Have you? Have you hung out with Haitian men? Have you just been out with them the way they do things? They just got it all together. Like they have a power about themselves. But over here, that's what I'm saying. It has been a real agenda to make our men feminine. And if y'all can't see it, you're part of the problem, man. Like you're bitching and moaning every day like women. Powerful men don't bitch about the women they can't get and how women ain't cooperating. If that's what it was, and if that's what it is, very powerful men just go where they need to go. Powerful men can choose a woman anywhere, to be honest with you guys. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. When you know the criteria, when you have a very good filtering system, you can be anywhere and attract like-minded, conscious Black men and women. But we don't, it's fun to talk about going somewhere else, but you're still going to have a filter. You're still going to be yourself. You're still going to have all of your trauma and your issues. Once you get with that African man, that African woman, you're still you. You're still your Americanized ass with the westernized values, and you're going to have to learn how to mesh and coexist with a completely different culture. And that's going to give a lot of you problems because you're used to dysfunction. And so since we're in this dysfunctional place, trying to get functional relationships, that's the problem. That's the issue. It's no fun here. We're not having fun in love. We're trying to hop on a plane, go somewhere else where somebody will just see us for who we are and have pure love. That's really what you want, is just a more pure love. And I'm sorry that you got your guard up so high against your own, and it's made it hard for you to find somebody, but it was never supposed to be like that. It's not your fault. It's the system's fault for pitting you against each other, and the agenda has worked. Baby, he said, as a Black Jamaican man myself, I realized that whole high value man stuff was a bunch of BS. I just love you. I want to scream so loud. You know why it sounds like BS? Because y'all don't have to have a system to quantify a man's value. I know that nobody hear that. Didn't nobody feel that? Didn't nobody feel that? See, we have to have high value man criteria because we have a society full of low value feminine men. And that's the reason why we have to distinguish, because there's not an all across the board code where you find that. Like this Jamaican man said, that high value man stuff was a bunch of BS. Yeah, because to Jamaican men, they all have value. Bloop. Good night. It's not about money, sweetie. It's about your level of masculinity and your protector-provider instinct. I'd rather be with a man, an African man, or a Black man with high cultural identity that make $35,000, $40,000 and already has that take care energy about him than a man that's making $100,000 looking at me, rationing out how he gonna take care of me, if he take care of me, if he spend money on me, if he gonna buy dinner. Like, if you don't go sit down somewhere, that is just an insult to my ancestors. That's not the way our ancestors operated. Y'all are so out of order. I talked about the sisters and made viral video after viral video after viral video about how the sisters are out of order and how if you are out of control, you are hard to protect, sisters. So if you are feminine, and if you are already broke down, it's going to be hard for us to stand behind you and let you lead. Ooh, he said, I found me an African woman because I realized that the Black American relationship paradigm is broken. That's good, brother. Let me say that. The Black American relationship paradigm is broken. Oh, God, that feels so good to my spirit, because that's it. It's broken. That's why we got to have a whole movement to go somewhere else so we can find different candidates and, to be loved, because we see it's broken over here. What's broken? Our attitudes, our lack of unity, right? The gender war. Those are the things that's made us broken. It's not because we fucked up people and we bad and we mean. It's because we've been made to be like this. You got to remember that. You have to remember that. All of this anger that I'm hearing from y'all just lack love, sweetie. It's a lack of love. So now you 30s and 40s and you want to procreate. In your nature, you want to build a family, whether you said that consciously or unconsciously or not. What you want is a family. What you want is a village. But what you're getting is a war. What you're getting is people battling you and challenging your authority as a black man and making you prove to them that you worthy. Guess what, brothers? Y'all doing it to us too. The same thing that the world does to y'all. Y'all sitting up here doing it to us. The same thing the white man, let me put some context. The same thing the white man do to y'all, you do to us. And what I've seen is that my brothers, just like sisters, let me put it in a context like this. When y'all talk about how sisters just look at you to be a wallet and a walking ATM, and you're more than that, we are more than your cum bucket and your emotional punching bag. Yeah. Because if I look at the sisters and how they acting, everything we know, they like, hey, accept my body, accept my kids, accept my attitude, right? So they really telling you, hey, just pay the bills, fuck me a little bit, shut up, and let me be a woman and do my thing. That's the resounding message of a lot of these feminist black women, right? So for the feminist and feminine black men that lack masculinity, what you're saying is, I don't want to be emotionally available for you. Shut up, do what I say, don't expect anything from me, and be sexually accessible to me at all times, and shut up. That's what you're saying to sisters. That's actually your message, brothers. I've heard it. You don't want nobody to call on you for protection, or okay, let's say protection. You can half do that. Okay, you okay with that. But providing, you don't want sisters to call on you for that. But you want to come in the sister's face so that they can have all the sex you want, suck your dick. Have you ever wanted to suck a man's dick after he was mean and emotionally unavailable and shut you down and again wasn't available? Oh, I love you, brother Shaw Ross. He's spitting some stuff in this chat tonight. I like you, Jamaican. I like you. Ooh, ooh. Honey, honey, these legs went flying open, honey, when that Jamaican man came to me. And we talk about it all the time. And it's a beautiful thing. With our co-parent relationship, I love it. I love him. I love his wife. I love his family. I love that I created a baby with a Jamaican man. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of who he is as a man. He's one of the most strongest men I know, and the black men in my life, they are the strongest black men I know. So yeah, these legs went flying right wide open for that Jamaican. They tell you what it's gonna be. I'm going to get you pregnant. No, I want to marry you. I'm going to get you pregnant. Da 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 da. Boom 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 boom. They'll tell you what the hell it is. Here go niggas. Well, and you ask them, are we in a relationship? We just figuring it out. I'm just cool. We just chilling. We're hanging, and you done sucked and fucked and did all of this, and he just wants you around for sexual access without any commitment to family. That's what we have a lot in our culture because we've normalized casual sex. So for the men in our culture that haven't been given direction to provide family with resources to be a husband, that's a very, very quiet conversation right now. You can barely hear it anymore in our culture. Now we have the friends with benefits culture. We just want to fuck. And hell, if a baby pop up somewhere, oh shit, there it go. Why would you even be in something like that? So no, that type of structure right there is all out of whack. And you should not put yourself, and you shouldn't subject yourself to that lack of leadership. That's a lack of leadership when a man doesn't already know, I'm the protector, I'm the provider, I'm man, you woman. That's why I love Africans. They ain't get that confused, honey. I'm man, you woman. Sis, y'all send me an email. Just be like, sis, I'm coming. Put that in the subject. Put, sis, I'm coming to Ghana because I cannot wait to take you guys to Ghana in March 2023. We're only taking 10 singles, 5 men, 5 women. We're gonna have the singles mixers for you, and so that we can set up great introductions with the singles mixer for other continental Africans. We believe in pre-screening and all of that good stuff. So if you are interested, go to the website artcathyofficial.com or send me an email artcathy@gmail. Sis, if this message resonated with you, I love to hear from my sisters, honey. Join the womb school. I've been viral a lot this week on Facebook, and Facebook actually blocked me for one of my videos for 2 days. So I'm still on Instagram, still on YouTube, and all that good stuff. But you can send me an email, and we do want you to join the womb school. This is for ladies that want to heal mind, body, spirit, and if you want to learn natural remedies that heal your body, because there's nothing wrong with coming back to our indigenous knowledge to keep ourselves alive. You see our men need it, you see our women need it. We're not able to birth healthy babies anymore. We've got the highest infant and mother mortality rate. Like, we've got a lot of things, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. We need to know how to reverse those things. So yes, the womb school is here for that. And if you want to be in a serious guided courtship, we do the ancestral matchmaking. I've been doing this for at least 7 years with the ancestral matchmaking name, but back in 2012 to 14, it was don'tdatelosers.com, where I specialized in singles events for professional Black people. I used to do singles events for all races of people, but it got to a point where, being in Atlanta, I saw, hell, I was trying to go out of my way to invite white customers and clients and find white candidates and, to have a balanced event. But I was like, fuck that. I'm going to just lean into the Black population. And also, ain't nobody but us being programmed against each other. Nobody has been pit against each other and needs more help and love like we do. So yes, I wanted to focus on us and using the ancestors and our indigenous tools to rate compatibility, to calculate compatibility. We're lost on that. We don't use our tools no more. But Indians, Africans, and even traditional Asians, they use these methods for compatibility. We just using a crapshoot. So yes, I really appreciate that we are in this movement to connect our people the right way, the way our ancestors did it. And I appreciate all the support. So if you do want to go with us in March, we're only taking 10 in this limited space, and I cannot wait. The resort is sick. Okay, it's sickening. It's sickening. So we can't wait to get over there. And hell, you probably go over there trying to meet an African man or woman, and honey, you will find a Black woman on a trip. That's how it goes. All you need is people that have the same African-centered values and the same values, okay? It really don't matter where you go, but if you want to go to Africa, great. If you want to stay here, great. But you have to know how to filter and get to the best possible candidates that are like-minded and conscious just like you. Healing has to be a part of it. Trauma is not going to work in any relationship. I don't care where you go, okay? So thank you guys for all of this. I wanted to just be on here for an hour. I thought I was going to drag the brothers. I hope I didn't drag y'all too bad, but I do see y'all out here really, really failing. And the thing that makes it worse is that you're complaining about it. It ain't nothing worse than to see them overweight, ugly, unattractive sisters, speak up on my post, hollering about what men ain't doing. It's the same with y'all. It is nothing worse than seeing broken, frustrated, chronically single Black men, okay, that no one's checking for, and he wouldn't even know how to get a woman. Y'all don't really need to be speaking up on my platform like that, especially when we talk about romance without finance is a nuisance and all of this silly shit. We don't need you speaking up, showing how broken and how slave you are, sounding like slaves, sounding like you haven't been in touch with your king roots and bloodline in generations. So if we really want to be African, if we want to be indigenous, we're going to have to come up out of this slave mindset where it's lack, it's scarcity. That's European, sweetie. That ain't African, and that ain't indigenous. Black people, people of color, Indian people, woo, 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 whoever you want to be. And no, sweetie, I'm not single, honey. You going to help us plan this wedding around here? Moving right along. So yes, woo, 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 woo. All the people that's indigenous, we need to get back to our stuff and connect the way our ancestors did it. And let's get away from all of this westernized confusion. So send me an email. I love to hear from you guys. If this touched you in your spirit, if you are a woman, holler at me. You know what I mean? Go to the website. If you want to do the detox programs, y'all need it. Okay. Sitting around here with all of the fecal matter and the waste and filth in your bodies and not desirable, and you're dealing with health issues. Okay. So it's a mind, body, spirit thing. You need to prepare yourself for love, and you need to practice self-love also. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all of your support. Cash App, all that good stuff is well appreciated. Okay. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.